You walk into a movie theater expecting another predictable domestic thriller, and instead you get served a delicious slice of absolute chaos with a side of feminist fury. Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because Paul Feig's The Housemaid just dropped into theaters on December 19th, and honey, this isn't your grandmother's maid gone wrong story. This is a twisted, campy masterpiece that takes everything you think you know about rich people problems and flips it upside down like a perfectly executed pancake of psychological mayhem. Now, before we dive headfirst into this beautiful disaster, let me ask you something. When was the last time a movie made you question literally everything you thought you knew about who the real villain is? Because The Housemaid, based on Freida McFadden's wildly popular novel, doesn't just subvert your expectations, it takes them out back and gives them a proper thrashing. Director Paul Feig and screenwriter Rebecca Sunshine have crafted something so deliciously unhinged that even if you've read the book, you're still gonna be sitting there with your jaw on the floor going, what the actual heck just happened? Let's talk about our girl Millie, played by Sydney Sweeney, who's basically every 27-year-old trying to get their life together after some mysterious trouble in her past. She lands what seems like the perfect gig as a live-in housemaid for the Winchester family. And oh my goodness, these people are like if Stepford Wives had a baby with Real Housewives and raised it on a steady diet of privilege and passive aggression. You've got Andrew, played by Brandon Sklenar, who's so ridiculously handsome that his smile should probably get its own movie credit. And then there's Nina, brought to life by the absolutely phenomenal Amanda Seyfried. And can we just take a moment to appreciate Amanda Seyfried's performance here? Because this woman doesn't just act, she becomes this character so completely that you'll find yourself questioning your own sanity right alongside Millie. One minute, Nina's your sweet, slightly scattered rich lady who can't drink out of dirty glasses because juice is apparently a privilege, and the next minute, she's transitioning into something so ferocious and terrifying that you'll be gripping your armrest like it's a life preserver. The way Seyfried balances that knife's edge between vulnerability and absolute menace is nothing short of masterful. But here's where things get really juicy. This movie doesn't just embrace its theatrical temperament, it practically does a victory lap with it. We're talking full-on melodrama that makes no apologies for being extra, and honestly, that's exactly what makes it work so brilliantly. The film builds this atmosphere where you're constantly wondering who's gaslighting who, what's real, what's manipulation, and whether anyone in this gorgeous house is actually sane. The genius of The Housemaid lies in how it plays with horror tropes to create what critics are calling an overtly dark farce. It's like Paul Feig took all those domestic thriller cliches we've seen a million times and said, you know what, let's crank this up to 11 and see what happens. And what happens is pure entertainment gold that somehow manages to fly by despite its 2-hour and 11-minute runtime. Sydney Sweeney brings this down-to-earth relatability to Millie that makes you root for her even when you're not entirely sure she's telling the truth. And Brandon Sklenar, well, that man navigates the shift from charming husband to something much more complex with what critics are calling a terrifying ease. The whole cast seems to understand exactly what kind of movie they're making, and they're having an absolute blast with it. Now, let's talk about those twists, because honey, this movie has more turns than a roller coaster designed by someone with serious trust issues. The film takes unexpected narrative pivots that are enormously satisfying, especially if you're someone who loves when a story completely pulls the rug out from under you. Even the soundtrack gets in on the action, with moments like Linda Ronstadt's Blue Bayou dropping in at particularly horrific moments, creating this perfect storm of beautiful music and absolute chaos. What really sets The Housemaid apart is its sharp satire of social mores, wrapped up in a feminist message that's impossible to miss. This isn't just a thriller about rich people being terrible, though there's definitely plenty of that. It's a commentary on class, privilege, and the ways women navigate power dynamics in a world that's constantly trying to pit them against each other. Critics are calling it a satisfying, occasionally cringeworthy gothic thriller. And honestly, that cringe factor is part of what makes it so addictive. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion, except the train is filled with designer handbags and the wreck is absolutely gorgeous to behold. The movie earned a solid 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, with critics praising its wicked sense of fun and Seyfried's delightfully unnerving performance. The film's already making waves at the box office, pulling in solid numbers despite going head-to-head with Avatar: Fire and Ash. Made on a $35 million budget, it's tracking to become Lionsgate's biggest opening of 2025, which honestly shouldn't surprise anyone who's seen the trailers. This is the kind of trashy, twisty entertainment that audiences are absolutely craving right now. So here's the deal, movie lovers. The Housemaid is currently playing in theaters, and if you're someone who appreciates a good psychological thriller that knows exactly how ridiculous it is and leans into that ridiculousness with complete commitment, this is your movie. It's campy, it's twisted, it's got powerhouse performances, and it'll keep you guessing until the very last frame. But before I let you go, I've got some questions for you to ponder. In a world where we're constantly questioning who we can trust, what happens when the people we're supposed to feel safe with become the very ones we should fear? And speaking of trust issues, here's a little meme moment for you. When your housemaid starts acting suspicious, but you're the one with all the secrets, that's basically the entire plot of this movie in a nutshell. So tell me, after watching The Housemaid, who do you think is the real villain? Is it the desperate woman trying to survive? The privileged family with their dark secrets? Or maybe the system that creates these power imbalances in the first place? And most importantly, would you ever trust someone enough to let them live in your house and clean your dirty glasses? Because after this movie, I'm thinking twice about even letting people use my good towels. The Housemaid is playing in theaters now, and trust me, this is one cleaning job that's going to leave a mark on your brain for weeks to come.